the S&P 500 jump in 2021?
S&P 500 has enjoyed fantastic returns, and a lot of passive investors who put their money away at the start of the year would be laughing all the way to the bank. Unlike the S&P 500 though, 2021 was a difficult year for the common man. Pandemic aside, the rising costs and inflation, for some reason, at least to me, it always feels underreported when I look at things and how prices have skyrocketed. And yes, consumers have choice, but the choice is to cut back consumption, really. It's not to look for alternatives and substitute products. Yes, you could do that a fair bit, but even substitute products have increased in price. It's being felt across the board. And for CFA candidates, 2021 was an interesting year. Very low pass rates. And is this the new standard? Is this the new benchmark? Let's have a quick look at 2021. Now, if we look at 2021 stats so far, obviously the November results haven't been out yet, but still a decent indication of where we are at. Compared to 2019, which was the peak year for a number of examinations, the passing rate has come down from 44% across the board to 34%, and level 3 has been worst hit, dropping 14% from 56 to 42. Right across the board, the passing rates have dropped. So, that's not really good news for candidates, and we can only hope that 2021 was an aberration and not a new trend for future candidates. Look, don't get bogged down by the passing rates, because it is a process, and yes, it can feel quite depressing if you've never failed in your life academically. Suddenly you fail a couple of exams or levels, and your ego can take a bit of a hit. But the reality is, it's a process, and you learn a lot from it. And know that majority of the candidates are failing, so you're not alone. The key is to develop skills that will enhance your personality in the future, and persistence, focus, and discipline. Can't stress enough. If you cross that hurdle and add these skill sets to your personality, things are going to be a lot more better. According to me, the worst position to be in if you're a candidate is having failed level 2 for the second time, because at that point in time, you don't really know where you're going to go. You've invested a fair amount of time, you've invested a fair amount of money, and chances of you actually clearing the program are slim as well, because even if you clear level 2, level 3 is a different beast altogether, and it may be out of reach. For candidates who are in that spot, I really feel for, and I hope that over the years that population size diminishes, because it can be quite traumatic to go through. And look, there can be many other tricky situations that candidates will find themselves during their CFA journey. But let's get to the motivations, because if you are considering the CFA program, chances are that there are 3 driving factors that you are considering. First is enhance your career and job prospects. That's what everyone wants to do, climb up, and professional qualifications are the way to do it, and the CFA program is globally recognized. So definitely a huge plus if you have the CFA exams covered under your belt, and you're a CFA charter holder. You are going to be looked at with that level of competence and professionalism. The second is cost. The cost is quite cheap compared to an MBA program from a reputed institute, global institute. The cost there is ridiculous, and here you're getting a relatively cheap qualification in comparison. And thirdly is the interest in financial markets and investments. If you are thinking that you have knowledge gaps, if you are in a work environment where you're only doing a certain aspect but you don't understand the whole picture, then the CFA program is perfect, because the knowledge that you get out of the program is immense. And most likely, if you pass all the 3 levels, chances are that you will not be able to retain all of the knowledge. I can't stress the third motivating factor enough, because if you just have the first 2 factors and you go in and you clear the exams, but you're not interested in the markets, you're not interested in the daily day-to-day movements in what's happening in the world of finance, you're going to struggle. And you're also going to struggle during your journey, because you have to have that passion for learning and understanding how a lot of the things in finance work. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying be overly passionate and follow the markets and follow what's happening every single day of your life. I didn't do that. But if you are serious, if you are going to, one day manage other people's money, and if you are going to make decisions, investment decisions, then you really need to be across a lot of things. What have happened, but also what's going to happen in the future. It's very important. So keep that in mind. That's really it from me. Wish everyone all the very best for 2022. Hope the world situation improves, and I'm not talking about the pandemic. That will eventually be sorted. What I'm talking about is for the common man to thrive and prosper. What's happening over the last couple of years, the inequality seems to be increasing. Not everyone's enjoying the returns from the markets, and the man out there who can't invest, who doesn't have any savings, who's living a life full of debt, and who wants to increase the standard of living. The pressures are mounting, and inflation is not going to go away anytime soon as well by the looks of it. So again, people will have to cut back consumption and whatnot. So I hope that situation improves. I don't really know how that will improve. Technology is often considered the driving force of change and improvement, but let's see. It will be interesting to see how things pan out. As for the markets, well, they'll take care of themselves like they always have. I'll see you in the next one.